Hello, my fairies. I hope you're all having a really wonderful day. Hopefully, a better day than I had. Though it wasn't a bad day. And I just had a lot of stresses that really wound me up, and I found myself not spiraling, but it was highly elevated. I just don't like being highly elevated, but I was able to get a couple really wonderful treasures. And so before the day finalized and the sunset, I really wanted to get some of this energy out. So I thought I'd process a couple of these treasures. So a big thank you if you're out there watching, Francie. You are amazing. She let me come over to her house and collect some fresh lilac. So I was going to be turning some of her lilac into hydrosol today. First, the real treat of the day. But I don't know if I'll turn these into a hydrosol or not, but are the kumquat. She has a property out near where I live that is just filled with kumquats, and they're absolutely fantastic. So sorry. It is the season, so do you want to invite me out there to collect those? And how therapeutic that was. It was in the middle of the peak of my stress. And really was able to calm me, but came back to the office, got stressed again. So now time for some druid stuff. So we're going to be making a hydrosol with these lilac flowers. My still, I know, is trying to be over here, but I have the urn in which I put upside down right now. So I'm going to put these lilacs in there. I have since, do you notice how luminescent my skin is? Look how beautiful and flush and hydrated it is. That is my magical hydrosol, the one that I had been collecting all the rosemary and showing you all the process of the rosemary through some tarot readings and such. I was able to do that on Beltane this past week. Sorry I didn't film it, but it was more of an intimate ceremony of myself and really wanting to explore my own craft and see how the hydrosol worked before I really started to jump in bed with it and show you guys it, just in case I don't know what I'm doing. I mean, I very rarely do. So now that I have this delightful lilac and a bundle of energy that I need to expend, what a great video that is. So here I am to give you guys a video. I do apologize. I was trying to stick to a once every week and every Sunday video scape, so that was my goal. I am evaluating that. I am believing Thursdays are going to be my posting days. Saturdays I just can't, catering business. Busy days. But if you guys do have like requests on days I do this, please feel free. I do apologize about my last 2 weeks or my week and a half or however long. I know I've been absent for a minute. Okay, rings for all this is not the best idea. And well, I guess I could be honest here, and never can my other endeavors, is that I battled depression. I have battled depression since I was a very young child. I have had really awful things, traumas happen in my life, and so it just manifests sometimes in me not having the wherewithal to do things. So really finding that I have gone down this path, I'm having a better time navigating it, but it still creeps up. It's not, this isn't some like magic cure all, this like join Druidry and all your cares will melt away and spend some time in the garden and you'll never have to worry about a thing again. No, that's not how it's going to go. It's just giving me at least some better tools in when I am stressed out and I am feeling away. But that still means sometimes I'm gonna feel away. And on those days, not always am I going to want to film. And so, unfortunately, this past time, I wasn't really feeling open to sharing anything. I was really in a point of, see, flip it around. Maybe completely drain it out. So I apologize for hiding, but I didn't have anything really resonating with me about what to share. And today, with all this stress, I just got the gumption that I really wanted to share this process, at least, with you all. And see how you're all doing and check back in. And I'm sorry, I am focused. Most of my videos are me doing cards and stuff. So doing technology, like putting a pump together, isn't. Oh goodness, there you go. Okay, but I just twisted you all the holy heckin' back. I apologize. Just lovely lady. Give me a moment. I need to really play with this system and get it better sorted. There. So if you guys have never made your own hydrosol or essential oils, and I can't really think like everyone out there has, because this is sort of a unique hobby. This is an alembic. It is going to bring water to a boil, and once it does, the steam is going to travel into all the plant matter up here. It is going to then travel through a coil that's hidden there, and while it's traveling through that coil, cold water is going to be surrounding it, taking the steam and turning it back into water, which is going to drip out there. The great thing about that is while the steam is going through the plant material, it picks up water-soluble items, which are going to include the scents and some plant material, pollen, the sweetness of flowers, and that is what I want to collect. That is the essential oil. The essential oil is what is carried through there. You see, we got the water flowing through. A little bit more. I've only ran this system a couple times. Yay, there we go. So shortly we should hopefully get some of our first drops of essential oil and water of our lilac. So yeah, when it goes through the plant material, it just collects all this goodies right in there. And it will separate in this part, which of course I don't know what the heck its name is right now. Oh, what am I spurting from? There we go. No. There we go. Okay. What do I need to do that? Oop. Just about the racket. Just clean that. So perfect. And so now we just wait. It is coming to temp. It was steamy hot when I started, and this is just raised on a couple little cans to get me a little height. And we should have some essential oil in just a moment. So yeah, it just cools the steam. The steam carries all this stuff. This is how all the essential oils that you get, the rosemary, the lavender, all that stuff gets made, just in much bigger productions than this. So my desire with it was to collect the water. So when the essential oil goes into this little part, it separates and the oil floats on top, the water gets washed off. And that water is called hydrosol. And that is what I was called to really start collecting. The essential oil to me is, it's great. It's something I'll be able to do with. But that water is amazing. And getting back to my face, long story to get here, is that's what I've been putting on my face is my lavender rosemary water that I've been collecting over the seasons. Then I have processed through this. It is the stinkiest stuff I've ever stunk in my stinking life. It is overly fragrant. It was my very first time, so I hey yo, you're waking up. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's starting to rattle and can hear it starting to go. And so, but that's what I've been wiping on my face, and it has been amazing. It stinks. It's not quite the most fragrant. Like, I'm like, yay, to put this water, this lavender rosemary water on my face. Um, but it really has been a tonic for just this luminous skin. I know the lighting here is terrible, but I have always had super, super greasy skin that is splotched and red everywhere. And I have been delighted by the experience. And um, so yeah, that's hydrosols today, and getting the lavender. And I guess I should talk about more important things than just what the hydrosol is. Have stress and going through it, and that is possibly one of the things that I want to learn from this study. And one of the things I'm going to put is how can I receive stress from others without letting it beat myself up? That is something I really struggle with, is once I get stressed out or stress gets thrown at me, I react. I react very strongly. I have feelings about it, very strong ones, and I cannot shed it. I am finding through doing stuff like this, I am learning how to shed it. It is something that's coming, but it's not perfect yet. I found that I navigated work stress today better than I probably had ever. I took a moment, sat back, realized that there was a difference in expectations, and tried to navigate that with the people. I am frustrated in how communication was handled. However, that's a conversation for a different day. Let's get the event done. Um, but I still felt it physically. I was very upset today, and throughout the entire day. And it was a day spent picking lilac and kumquats and this beautiful rosemary that Francie grows. That is just, I mean, how pink, so gentle too. And so that's when I was working with my first hydrosol. What I think is I left this plant material on. I didn't use just this. I didn't pull off the flower itself. I just threw it all in. So I think a lot of that plant material, the cellulose that was breaking down when the cell walls ruptured, I was getting a lot of that, which isn't going to be your fragrance carriers. So I really think what I was smelling was like Mother Earth herself, like the cells of plants, which is a very aggressive smell. If you've ever overburnt spinach, afterwards has a very earthy, spinachy smell. That earthy side is what I was very much experiencing with it. But I cannot exclaim more than I already have about how wonderful it's been for my skin. So we should hopefully be getting our first drops here soon. I was trying to time the video, so I apologize if I didn't get it quite in there, but I hope to have us through the whole process without the magic of editing. So I can post this nice and quick today, but we shall see. So, what do you guys do when you're highly stressed, highly elevated? Do you have coping skills that you have worked on through the years? Do you have coping skills you've worked on with your therapist, with your family, with your pastors, with whomever? What would you like to share with me as a person who goes through lots of stress? Um, to really talk about, like, if you had any advice to share. I think that's always something that's really wonderful in how to talk to yourself, is instead of thinking about yourself in terrible ways, is what advice would you give to a friend if they were going through the same situation you are. And I always think that's a gives us some very kind ways to talk about obstacles in our lives. And so that's why I'd love to ask you guys what you would do if you were highly stressed out. Leave it in the comments. Um, Again, as always, I really thank you guys for coming on this journey with me as I go down this druidic path and figure out new tools for my own stress, my own life, new things to do, new directions. Navigating stress has always been, I used to, when I was a really young kid, I used to tell fibs. And I would get so stressed out after telling one that I would start vomiting. And so once upon a time, I told Marcus, or I told Olivia that Marcus had a crush on her, and or not Olivia. God, I don't know what her heckin' name was, but I told some girl that some boy had a crush on her. That's all you guys need to know. Why all the details, Anthony? And I got so stressed out that I started vomiting all over myself. Was absolutely torn up that they were going to find out that I was talking about him, that I was whatever, and would just puke all over myself. And it happened all the time. It happened on my 8th birthday. They had to take me back to my babysitters so I could give a Barbie brush that I thought I'd stolen. To the first airing of the movie Hocus Pocus, I spent the first 15 minutes in the bathroom scream crying and vomiting. When I I mean, that's just, those are the three big ones that stuck out to me, but it happened for years. And then they took me to therapy, and I realized that I was being traumatized in other avenues of my life, and it was manifesting in that way. And so now it's just gotten to a point that I just don't lie. I just don't find a need for it. Like, I will, I guess, if the worst I'll do is like omit information, um, but that still stress lingers with me and has really given me a pattern that, as much as it used to eat me up to the point that I would vomit before, it still eats me up. And I used to have to break things, scream. As sweet and effervescent as I was with most people, was as dark as I was when I was highly stressed or elevated. And it was an unacceptable way to live. It was an unacceptable way to treat my partners, to treat myself, to healthily experience my journey on this earth. There's nothing good gained from breaking things to feel better. I mean, except one time. One time, I did go to my friend's house. She had just lost her daughter, and stepdaughter, but daughter. And I brought a bunch of plates over. And they were plates I was going to donate, but instead we took them over and we just broke the bejesus out of them. And so there's a time and a place for breaking things, but in stress and elevation, it doesn't suit you. And bereavement and grief, it could. And that's a conversation between you and yourself and your therapist, and to see if that is a call for you. Um, as I go down this druid path, I find that I'm really wanting to have these conversations with everyone on YouTube to see if you guys are wanting these conversations, to share why I'm doing all this stuff while I'm doing it, to wax poetic and share parts of myself and see if it correlates with anybody out there that feels the same way, that is a little extra, has felt a little strange, is unsure of what it is they want to do, and that you can look at a fabulous purple fairy man and and be one too, or be a little goblin, or be an accountant, or be a lawyer, or be an atheist, or be agnostic, or be Christian, be Islamic. However, just be, find your truth and run with it. It's not on me to tell you which truth is right for you. My truth has led me down this path. If anyone else was making videos in their little tiny home study on their property, making hydrosol and waxing poetic, and then I wouldn't be doing it. I would be watching theirs. So hopefully someone out there relates to this, as I continue to there's our first few drops. Oh, goodness. Well, I really don't know if you can see, so I apologize for the shakiness, everyone. But I do want you to see this. So I'm going to try to keep it. But there we are. The first drips of hydrosol. With lilac, I wasn't sure, and it looks like I'm not gonna get many, if any, oils. So as that little water fills, that is the hydrosol. And on top, and I see little particulates, the oil is going to float back up. And when the oil floats back up, that is my essential oil. So I have successfully, let me see. Oh, still has that same earthiness to it. But it smells prettier. Hmm. I just don't know. Well, maybe I'm doing it entirely wrong. But I've already been talking to y'all for 20 minutes. I should let you off the hook. No one needs to listen to me speak that long. And I will update you on how this lilac has to run for the next 4 hours. So, how it smells in my next video. And it's like the first bits destroyed all the cellular walls, and that's what's carrying first. Everything inside the plant, like the juices inside the petals, the juices inside the stamens, the juices that keep the plant rigid. That sounds really adult, and I don't mean it to. But as it continues to flow, there's a more pleasant note coming through, and I think it's just going to take a little bit more pressure and time to get those wonderful lilac notes. But I may also be starting with some very aggressive plants, but whatever. I need to let you guys go. So thank you so very much for following the Fae Saint and watching these videos and sitting with me for however many times this is, or that you've watched. I adore you all. I love you. If you would like to follow my Instagram, I don't promise I'm great at social media. I'm trying to be better. I'm trying to interact with those that want to interact with the Fae Saint. This is really important to me. So I do really want to touch and connect with anybody who reaches out to me. So if you do feel called to send me a message, please do. I have a Telegram chat that I think is absolutely amazing. It's a channel, and though I post stuff in, it only has a couple members right now, but it's a place for you to directly contact me, and I'm pretty much all the time available on it because it just beeps right on my phone and I look at it. It's Instagram and Patreon and YouTube. Obviously, I just log on when I do, but that's getting besides the point. I'm waxing poetic. So you can follow me, or you can find me at the Fae Saint on Telegram. You can find me at the Fae Saint on Instagram. You can find my website at thefaesaint.com. You can find me on Patreon at the Fae Saint. At some point when I figure out what I'm doing here, I would really like to start. It is changing. I would really like sharing these products with you. I have a hard time calling them that I'd sell them to you, but they'd be gifts, really. Just, I mean, yes, we'd have to be made equal through the effort, but so it is buying stuff, but it feels weird to say that as much as it is. But I really want to sell some of these hydrosols. I really want to sell some of my crafts, my unique ones. Um, so let me know your interest if you would love to purchase some of these crazy things that I've been brewing in my kitchen. If oh hello door swinging open right in the middle of the video. So if you would like to buy any of these, please let me know in the comments because I would love to put a little bit of effort. I have lots of ideas. I always have more than I really need. And so if you guys have the desire, I'd love to make those things. So again, I'm waxing poetic for way too long. I really love you guys. Look at this skin. It's just amazing. And all you fairies, I hope you have an amazing darn day. I love you.